Like, does Red even know what they have done with this Komodo 6K camera? Here's what I mean with that question. Getting that price in the 6,000 range, we have to start off with, I see the comments all the time. People are looking at these videos and they're going on as if these were meant to be like consumer prices and consumer cameras. They certainly are not. If the price didn't let you know that, and some of the feature sets didn't let you know that, especially when you get in a case where you're like, what the hell does that even do? These cameras aren't for you. And I feel like everybody wants you to watch your videos on the YouTubes and the internets, but there needs to kind of be a clear statement of, no, this is not a camera for everybody. And the Red is really if you want to do VFX work in 6K with a cinema camera. And what does cinema camera even mean? It just basically means that dynamic range is crazy good. The area from your face in front of a bright subject like the back of the sky can be amazing. If you're rocking the color white, you've got some room to not have it completely overexposed. That's the whole meaning behind cinema cameras. Why people like myself are crazy about them. But I've always wanted one. I was like, I'm never gonna get that camera. Going back 20 years, because I wanted to make films before I wanted to do photography. And then they both got neck and neck. And I started using 35mm cameras because that was as close as I can get to using film cameras. Now, with Red, getting that price point down and getting some of the third-party, partners involved, RF mounts, their new RF mounts can be used on a Komodo before Canon can even get their RF mount on their cinema-style bodies, the sort of 7,000 to 12,000 range of the C100, 200, 300, whichever marks they're on right now with all those. So it's like, I feel like Canon's just taking some L's here lately. But now, with Komodo, it is abundantly clear that getting that price down, you're just gonna get more people in the democratized state of filmmaking. And I think that's a great thing. These cameras were so unattainable. Like a real cool Red kit without having the crop sensor on there was gonna be 30, 40, 50,000 when you kitted it out, and all their proprietary tech, like the batteries that had to be by Red and all those kinds of things. And now you can really probably kit out a Komodo sub $10,000 for keeps, and the rental on that can be maybe $700 or so for 4 days, looking at a site like Lens Pro to go. So the indie world, this is for us, is kind of spinning upside down. We net us a lot of cash, but if you're coming from the indie world looking down at this, I'm phrasing it wrong. If you're coming from the indie world and used to those prices, how much cameras rentals are, you're like, this is a great price. If you're just someone on the street who is not used to really even spending more than $500 for a camera, then you're like, what the fuck is everybody talking about? This Red Komodo. So it's all about the perspective of where you're coming from on that right there. And for me, I think this is a great step. If Arri did something like this, I'm selling a kidney. Like, look, I'm gonna tell you gear don't matter. Gear doesn't matter. I'm gonna tell you all that. If Arri drops something like the Komodo, it rocked hard. It would have to be good. But it's still in beta. We'll see how autofocus and things like that works out on the Komodo. I do not know how many people online will adopt this camera on the YouTube space, because I kind of thought the R5 and R6 would be running away already with this corner of the internet on YouTube, but we shall see. The barrier to entry to real cinema cameras, real air quotes, with a big sensor and global shutter, just got a lot better. The prospects just improved with the Red Komodo. If you like this video, hit that like button for those watching online. And if you're listening to the audio podcast of this, please subscribe in Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. It's the YeagerShots Podcast. Talking about all things going on for me, talking about photography stuff that's going on for me, all that stuff.